What is up, guys? Today we have a very dangerous video. A very, very dangerous video. Some might say this is a horrible, horrible idea, but who cares?
We do what we want.
It's kind of, maybe it'll be therapy for us. You know what I'm saying? We have an excuse to bitch at each other.
Yeah. We may be fighting by the end of this video.
Oh, that's connected to your head. What we're gonna do today is do a 10 things I hate about you type of video. We've both written down 10 different things we dislike about the other person, quirks, nothing big that's big or crazy. I'm not gonna, come out and say she beats me or something, even though she does. But this one should be interesting, and hopefully you guys enjoy it.
So the way this is gonna work is he will say one thing, and then I will say another, and we'll go back and forth. My number one thing on my list.
These aren't
in any order at all.
Okay.
But number one on my list is the way that you snore drives me absolutely fucking nuts. It sounds like sometimes like a freaking bear is like, rah! Like, it's just awful. You have the worst snore. That's why I have to have a fan on, because I have to drown out that noise.
Okay, that's funny, and that, I guess, is a good segue into my number one, because it's your bedtime antics, okay? And let's get this straight. You were using the fan way before I came along.
Yeah,
right.
I was, but it helps.
She has, and I'm wrapping this all up into one, she has some very interesting bedtime habits. First off, she's gotta have the sheets, the right and she calls it right and
get
tight.
Get it right, get it tight.
Anytime she gets up, she could get it right and tight, where it's just she tightens the sheets up, spreads them tightly over the bed, whatever. If she gets up to go pee, she's got to do it again. Right?
I like it to feel nice and crisp when I crawl into bed.
But then she asks me to get up, and it's just this constant right and tight thing. And the shitty thing is that she lets our pug sleep on the bed sometimes, and the pug has her own blanket, right, because of dog hair. And then she just goes like this and flies it on over the bed, and then there's just pug hair everywhere because the fan catches that pug hair. She sleeps with this big old fan. It sounds like a jet engine, pointed right at me, basically. It's on her side, but it's pointed right at me from the foot of her bed, pointed right at my face. The pug is, and that hits the hair. The pug sleeps right in between me and that fan. Boom. And it's so loud, I never hear my alarm, anything. And another bedtime antic of hers, like I said, I'm wrapping this all into one thing, is that she farts in her sleep. And she's even done it before when we've been spooning. It's singed my pubic hair. I've even made jokes about how she farts on my dick. Sorry, I'm sick. She farts on my dick when we're just laying there spooning.
It happened like one time.
That gas is so strong that it can go through multiple layers of clothing and singes my pubic hair. Who needs to shave? You can just fart on me like once a month. Okay, moving on. Okay. Number two.
And I didn't lump all my sleeping ones into one, but I don't have very many. My number two is that you sleep through alarms. A freaking train could be crashing into our house, running the pug and the kids over, and you're still snoring away, just sleeping. You set seriously 20 alarms.
But that's part of the fan.
Okay, so I work nights at the hospital. I'll come home in the morning, no fan, and your alarm is just blaring, and you're just sleeping, snoring with your mouth open. Drives me nuts.
But at least there's no gas coming out of my house. All right, my number two. When she says words like root, she says rut.
Rut.
I
need to get my ruts done.
Root. I mean, even if she's driving, I need to go down to Route 26 or something like that. You do that. And another thing is she says cupboard instead of cupboard, or, a lot of us say cupboard. Cupboard. There's no T in cupboard.
Go get me a glass out of the cupboard.
Cupboard. But the roots thing, it doesn't really bother me that much. It's cute, but she just has this root. Kind of Montana thing going, and then I'm gonna get
fishing in the creek,
and then I'm gonna get my roots done. She doesn't say oot. When you say
I say
toot,
boot.
do you say tut?
No, I say boot. I gotta put my boots on.
But I'm surprised you don't say butt. Okay, number three.
You wear socks and shoes 24/7. Why can't you just let your feet breathe? Like, you wear freaking, I guess when we go to bed or whatever, you finally take them off, but they're still covered by a sheet. But you walk around the house and you wear socks and shoes 24/7.
Here's a big reason for that. Because I did not ever grow up with indoor dogs, and because we have a pug, which sheds more than any dog I've ever seen, I do not like stepping on dirty, gross, hairy floors. That's one of the biggest reasons.
Well, it still drives me nuts. You'll be wearing like basketball shorts with freaking socks and slippers, and it just looks ridiculous.
I'm not trying to impress anybody when I'm at home. You're clearly not either. Have you seen some of the gym shorts you wear? And then like your butt's just eating them? She's got like these old sweat shorts from like the 90s, like her PE class she'll wear around. Shit's older than our kids. Of course I have pants that are older than our kids too. And you just walk around and your butt just starts eating them.
Big ass.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with the big ass. They're just those types of shorts that always ride up asses.
Number 3 for you.
Number 3 for me is the mess. Okay, and I know I am a cluttery person. Okay, and I know that I'm not the cleanest person ever, for sure. But the way she is when she cooks great food, but she doesn't ever rinse out pots and pans and stuff. Then just leaves it in the sink all crusty and gross. You know, especially if she'll cook eggs and she's like, you know, getting the kids ready in the morning, which is awesome. I love her. She's awesome about getting kids ready or cooking or whatever. But like the extra 10 seconds it would have taken to just like rinse that and scrape it, because then it just dries up, crusts, and it's just disgusting. And another mess thing is like the way she is like with our laundry room is just, our laundry is just our washer and dryer in a closet, right? We don't have a separate laundry room. And it's right next to our dinner table. So basically our dinner table turns into part of her laundry room half the time. And then she's just stacking clothes up and she's in a hurry, right? So she'll just take stuff out of the dryer, just throw it right on the dinner table.
Or I start the dryer like 7 times so I don't have to fold it right away.
Yeah, and the bathroom's the same way, you know, like she never throws anything away. So she has like 10 different shampoo bottles in the shower and stuff, and they're just like perfectly like tight on the sides. Like you have to make sure, I can't throw that away. It might have a couple drops left in it, and it's just covered. Okay, number 4.
When you eat, you clink the fork against your teeth. I wish I had a fork. But he like clinks it against his teeth, and it drives me nuts. Like each bite, you're like have to use your teeth to get it off the fork. You're like, and it just drives me nuts.
Yeah, that's a good one. You're absolutely right. Fair. My number 4 is she never thinks she's drunk. Okay, now, she doesn't drink as much as she used to. Neither of us do. We used to go out a lot more. And maybe this is just kind of a female tendency, because I've seen this before with more than just her. I know there's guys like this too, but she always thinks she's fine, right? She could have like 10 shots and think and not even be able to stand up straight, and she doesn't think she's drunk. You know, I've had to watch her when it comes to driving, things of that nature. You never think that you're feeling it, and then you wake up the next morning and you're like, I got a headache. I shouldn't have drank that much. You have gotten a lot better, don't get me wrong. Well, I'm fine. What are you talking about? I'm not even drunk. Stop judging me. Oh, give me the garbage can, I gotta puke. Must have been something I ate. It wasn't the alcohol. It's just food poisoning. It wasn't the alcohol.
Oh my God, okay.
Okay, number 5.
So, number 5 for me is that you waste hot water when you're taking a shit. You still like are scared to like poop or whatever in front of me, which is fine. I really respect that, and I'm thankful that you don't do that. But in order to like hide the fact that he's pooping, he like turns on the shower, turns on the sink, and turns it on hot water. And since you freaking shit for like an hour, you waste all the hot water.
I've tried to get better and use cold water, but the problem is that our cold water pressure is way, way worse. We're on a community well here, and like you know how like our water's been like the cold is so like it'll just like come out
Trickle
barely.
out.
Yeah, it doesn't make a good enough noise to blank it out. And I only do that like if I know it's gonna be kind of explosive, you know. Like, if she hears me in the toilet, she'll all of a sudden start laughing. I hear her out there. She'll be like, "Kids, listen, your dad's farting. It's so funny." blah, blah, blah. So I have this big complex now where I have to drown out the noise.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I have wasted hot water. My number 5 is how she is with our dog. I already kind of mentioned this with the way she is in bed. She is not an authoritarian type of person at all. And so she always feels bad for it, right? So the dog whines, oh, she's hungry, she's starving. I mean, we have this huge fat pug, right? Huge. And like people will put the pug on a diet and then she'll be like, oh, well, you know, I gave her some scraps. And
I love her.
I know, but with her, she doesn't understand that part of love is also, boundaries, being authoritarian, training and stuff like that. Like, oh, I want her to come, we try to keep her off the couch. And then she always fucks with the pug's head because sometimes she'll let the pug up on the couch when I'm not around. And then the pug jumps on the couch when I am around. And then the pug gets in trouble. And it's like, she's just so confused. You treat her like a kid. You let her lick your face way too much. It's just... I love dogs and everything, but I don't think that she's been able to decipher the difference between her kids and a dog. I mean, they're on the same level.
That's
just
not
about.
True.
Well, okay, close.
I mean, they're pretty close, but
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Number 6, is that what we're at?
Yeah.
Number 6 is you micromanage me too much. And what I mean by that is you remind me to do something so many times. Like, you'll be like, hey, will you get me an energy drink? And I'll be heading to the fridge to get you an energy drink. Oh, are you getting me an energy drink? Or, hey, did you vacuum that? Don't forget to vacuum that. You just micromanage me, and it's just like, you say something when I already know that I need to do it. Just let me do it.
But you've made me feel like if I don't say it a million times and I don't nag you, you won't do it and you'll forget.
No, that's you. I've asked you to hang the pictures upstairs 70 times and you haven't done it yet.
This video is dangerous. Anyway, but yeah, you're right. Moving on, kind of with the dog, but moving on with the kids, you're a huge pushover with the kids. Guilt trips work on her so well, especially from Kylie, her daughter. Kylie will do the little like, and she knows exactly how to play it perfectly. Like when it's just me and Kylie's like, way more adult-like. She's on top of it. Like she doesn't complain as much, whatever. But when her mom's around, she knows who to milk and who she can get to feel sorry for.
That's true.
And she definitely does it to you. And Owen kind of does it to you a little bit too. But you're not an authoritarian. And by nature, I don't really like being an authoritarian either, but I always end up having to be the bad guy that puts boundaries on the kids.
I know.
And then they go
run.
run to you. Okay, number 7, you're up, my dear.
Number 7 is that you do not share my love for Mexican food, wine, and Bailey, our pug.
I loved Mexican food, but I'm going to be talking about that later on in mine. So
why did all these correspond with each other? I love Mexican food. I love burritos. I love chimichangas. I love beans and rice. I just love it. And you just don't anymore. I'm always like, let's go have Mexican food. And you're like, no, I'm sick of it. And I'm like, why? I cook tacos all the time. You get sick of that. And then wine. You just have never been a real wine drinker. I love wine. I'll have a glass of wine at night or whatever. And then Bailey, you're just so hard on her. I just want you to love her.
I am the one that is the only authoritarian around here that has to tell that dog no all the time. And so now that dog hates my guts because you haven't been consistent with things. And so I have to be the bad guy always. But Bailey does respect me. When I tell her go lay in your bed or when I tell her down,
she does.
She listens. When you do it, she just looks at you and she's like, the fuck?
She's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, who do you think you are, Mom? This isn't you. So mine is her love of Mexican food. Now, I love Mexican food, don't get me wrong. I used to always eat Mexican food. I loved going out to Mexican. I'd go to get burritos a lot, things of that nature. She likes Mexican food so much that she could eat it multiple meals per day, right?
It's true.
And she'll get on sometimes this thing where oh yeah, making burritos or tacos or whatever, enchilada casserole, 4 nights in a row to the point where I'm just I can't stand beans. And she always likes beans so much. I I don't mind beans, but beans got to be in every Mexican thing she makes. So if it's a burrito, it's got to be beans in there. If it's the, casserole thing, it's got to be beans in there. She loves the mush. And I'm at the point now where I'm just so beaned out, which is obviously the beans coincide with your bedtime farting. I am Mexicaned out and I need a break sometimes. Although your fajitas are dope, but that's because there's no beans in them. Anyway, number 8.
Number 8 is Matt gets a hobby and he just obsesses over it. For example, vaping. When you stopped smoking and started vaping, you just like had to watch YouTube videos 24/7, learn everything you can about them, and then collect all this stuff and spend all this money on vape gear. And then photography. Got into cameras, had to research it and watch hours and hours and hours of YouTube videos. Like seriously, I freaking have YouTube dreams and I wake up and you're watching it at 4 a.m. about cameras. Spending tons of money on it. Now, what he's obsessed with is guns and knives.
I'm still obsessed with the other stuff too. I just keep adding more and more hobbies.
Yeah. So now it's like gun videos and knife videos. Last night he's watching this knife video and it's like, yeah, you gotta have this knife. It'll cut tags like none other.
What do you do when you don't have a knife? You want me to cut your tag? I'm the type of person that I've always been that way. I'm that way with like fantasy football. I think by the time I'm like 50, I will have every hobby out there known to man. I like drones, all that kinds of stuff. And when you're younger, not that we're rich now or anything, but when you're younger, you're like poor. And all you're thinking about is like what you're gonna do that weekend, you know, like I'm gonna go party or I'm gonna go talk to this girl or that girl or whatever. And then once you get older, you're like, you got your family there, you don't really go out much or whatever. That's when I think men start taking on more and more hobbies.
It's cute, don't get me wrong, and you're really, really smart when it comes to learning about things. Like you learn everything there is to know about it. It's just when you bring it into the bedroom and it's like, I'm trying to go to sleep and I'm hearing some redneck talk about freaking a 45 or something.
I'm the same with
I want to shoot my Christmas tree down with this here gun.
That was badass. The shotgun. Hickok 45 is the man. I like that guy. I feel like though maybe like when I die, I'll have these cool things for my kid to like have, and my kid will be like, yeah, my dad was really into this and that, and I have like things like, you know, this was my dad's camera, or this is, you know, my dad's whatever. My number 8. I asked her before I wrote this down because I didn't want to embarrass her too much. Sometimes she leaves used tampons in the toilet. She is so forgetful sometimes when she's in a hurry. And I'll wake up, you know.
There goes our subs.
I'll get up, you know, in the morning to go pee or something and just look down and blam. It's not like it's every morning, but I mean, it's just like, I remember the first time it happened.
It's happened like 3 times.
And I look down and I'm just in shock and horror.
Well, the first time it happened, it was an accident. Sometimes I do it on purpose just because I know it grosses you out. It's funny.
Everybody that subbed to this channel because they thought you were hot is like, fuck this. She farts, use tampons, I am out. Hey, we're real. There's a lot of fake ass YouTubers out there that constantly just go, hey everybody, look at my perfect family and my perfect wife and blah, blah, blah. And then they turn the camera off and they're freaking punching holes in their walls and, you know, getting wasted and they start cussing and stuff. We're who we are on camera. Yep. Like it or leave it.
Number 9 for me is the way that you milk it when you have a cold. I'm a nurse, and so unless you're like dying or bleeding, like we're not going to the doctor. Like tough it out. And you get sick and you're in bed for days and you make excuses for everything and you're like, I'm so sick, I have a cough.
That's a little extreme, but yeah. I'm a baby. I'm a baby when I get sick. If you guys out there are with a nurse or, you know, married to somebody that works in the medical field, you know, you get no sympathy when you're sick from them. They're like, oh, poor you have 101 fever and you have a little bit of congestion.
Take some Tylenol, shut up.
I just freaking gave a blood transfusion to a cancer patient or something like that. That doesn't even make sense, but you know what I'm saying. Like you'll be like, oh, that's cool. I just saw a 6-year-old that was dying, and I'll be like, okay, fine. You trumped me. Yep. You know what I'm saying? But I've always been kind of a baby when I'm sick. I'm sick right now. But I've learned not to even ask you for things or trying to make you feel sorry for me, because you'll just be like, get over it, rub some salt in it, you little bitch. Okay, my number 9, how stubborn you are. Mm-hmm. And I see this now in Kylie the older she gets. Mm-hmm. And I know I'm stubborn too, but there's certain things where like if we fight, if we get in an argument, I'm the type where like we talked it out, we got in an argument, 30 minutes later, I'm done, let's move on. I'm over it. But she's the type that she'll hold on, and she'll hold a grudge for a little while.
Because you always want to talk it out. I'm
but-
like, just give me some space.
But
I'm pissed off at you. Just leave me alone. And you're like, want to talk it out.
But it's also the give in thing. You don't want to be the one to give in.
No, but then I give in and you're still talking.
Even on times when you know you were wrong or something like that, you'll wait a while. And then maybe a day or two later, you'll be like, yeah, okay, I get that. Yeah, you're right. I was wrong.
Because I just want to brush it under the rug. I still
Yeah,
think I'm right.
But you are very stubborn with certain things, and it's got to be your way. I mean, for example, we were just decorating the Christmas tree.
Oh, no.
And she would ask me for my help, like, Matt, get up, help me do this, telling me what to do, micromanaging me. And I'd be like, hey, it'd be easier if you actually, instead of having to throw all the freaking, because our tree was up against a wall, instead of having to, bunch up all the lights and push them behind the wall, just kind of give yourself some slack and throw it on over and then put it where you want. And it turned into a big thing. She ripped the Christmas tree lights out of my hand. She was up on a chair. She broke the chair. She was just like, give me that. And
it had to be on a certain way.
She got very, very angry at me for trying to give her a hint, tip on how to do it. But you were very, very stubborn with certain things.
Number 10, I couldn't really think of anything, so I just wrote down your mouth looks like a butthole.
Somebody on our other channel told me, your mouth looks kind of like a butthole. And I laughed and I told her about it. It was in the comments. And ever since then, she's made fun of me for saying your mouth looks like a butthole. Especially when I'm blowing out vapor or something. Yeah, I've always had a small mouth. It's my cross to bear. My number 10, she laughs every time I hurt myself. She has this nervous laugh thing, and she says she can't help it. But I've had times where I've hit something hard, hit my head, and just been like, oh, or I've fallen, or anything, dropped something.
You banged your knee in the bleacher at the school the other night, and you.
Yeah. Anytime I hurt myself, or anytime I do something stupid, like embarrass myself, like I drop something, or do something that she knows is going to be very embarrassing for me because we're in public or whatever, she just does her laugh, her loud, and it brings more attention to what I did. Like I did something stupid, and I'll be like, did anybody else see that? Or anything. And you laugh about it.
I do. I have a nervous laugh.
You busted your leg. And
no,
you have to
not
get
to that extreme or whatever, but if I will laugh or something, if something's a little awkward. More like awkward.
The only other one I really wrote down is you have multiple personalities.
Doesn't every woman?
And it's a bit like with her, it's like sometimes I don't know what to expect. Like I know I can get away with something some days, or I know I could kind of do this or push her this far on some days. But if it's another day where I'm like, hey honey, will you brush the dog? Your dog's shedding everywhere. Some bam, freaking jaws, teeth come out, locks onto my neck like, fuck you, blah, 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 blah. So it's like I don't ever know how to deal with you. Like I kind of have to feel it out because depending on the day, I can get away with some things more than I can get away with others.
Just depends on how tired I am. If I just worked, 6 nights in a row and I'm freaking exhausted, when I walk in the door, I don't want to hear you micromanaging me. Just shut the fuck up and let me sleep.
So I think that's it, guys. We knew this was going to be a longer video, but it was going to take a while. This one's going to be long for sure. Also, we're starting a new series called Ridiculous Reviews. We have some, we're just basically trying to find the dumbest products we can in the world, and we're going to review them
Review them, we're going to take them out, test them.
Yeah. If you guys know of anything that you would like to see us review, drop them in the comments or whatever. Hopefully the first video in that series will be out next...
on Friday.
Or no, on Friday, yeah. We kind of got the idea after doing the hair stuff and whatever. Thought, let's just keep trying really stupid products because there's so many things out there that are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, if you guys like these kinds of videos, please give this a thumbs up.
I want you to finger blast that thumbs up.
Finger blast that
finger
thumbs.
blast.
Just finger blast that thumbs up button. Make it your bitch.
Please subscribe if you haven't already. We put out videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
That about wraps it up, guys. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.
Thanks for watching.